So do we have to start all over, George? Do we have to start all over? Or start from where we were? Okay, so I'm just going to start with administrative. Okay, thank you. All right, so administrative, even before I get to 2.1, I would just like to wish everybody a happy new year, happy 2026. May we all remain healthy or be healthy and have a prosperous year. And I'd also like to acknowledge we have a new planning board member, Curtis Kimbrell, and he's joined us, and we're very excited for you to be. With that, in January, the first meeting, we always appoint a deputy chair. Is there anyone who would like to serve as a deputy chair, or is there someone who would like to nominate a deputy chair?
I'd like to nominate Jeff.
Okay. Okay. I expected this. I anticipated it. All right. So with that, then we have a first, Bob Garstack, and a second, Pat, to nominate Jeff Manson to be the deputy chair for 2026. Okay, so with that, we'll do a roll call vote. Do you accept?
I do.
I assume you do. You know the role well.
Bonnie Francis.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Pat Shea.
Aye.
Bob Garstack.
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
Thank you.
That, and with that, we also need to appoint our planning board engineer for 2026. Our planning board engineers, McGoey, Hauser, and Edsel. Matt Sickler is the engineer who represents us. So we are appointing McGoey, Hauser, and Edsel to represent us as the engineer for our planning board. So if someone would make a motion.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
Thank you. Noreen, if you do a roll call.
Bonnie Franson.
Aye.
Jeff Manson.
Aye.
Curtis Kimball.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Pat Shea.
Aye.
Bob Garstack.
Aye.
All right,
And
with
do you
that-
want to be Curtis or Kurt?
Curtis, please.
What was the answer today?
Curtis.
Curtis, thank you.
That the motion carries. So first, project item on the agenda is Owen Drive, 20 Owen Drive. Joel, you're here for this. So why don't you give us an overview of where you are?
Yep.
And I know we had some discussions about stormwater and whether we could somehow deal with that. So if you touch upon that too.
First, want to welcome the new planning board chairs. This is such as we need to ask George to make some echo, like we have 100 people to welcome. new planning board member, new deputy chair, new whatever.
We all look pretty familiar.
Yeah. So, and wishing everyone like a healthy 2026, and it should be without any headaches.
Same to you.
Let's keep the meetings like this month quiet and nice. So the project 20 on, since the change in the schedule, Peter's ex-office. Sure. So since the change in schedule of the meeting, someone from Peter's ex-office couldn't. It was scheduled for next week, I believe. We got the notice last week that it should be this week, but it's fine. So Peter's ex-office couldn't make it. They made the submission last month with the SWIP and addressing all the comments from the planning board engineer. To go to maybe to start with since there's a new member, this is a 20 on drive, section 3, block 1, lot 9.1, and it's in the SR20 zoning district. We're proposing a 3-lot subdivision. It's an existing single-family house. The proposal is to connect to the existing sewer mains that we have on the Smith Farm project next to this. Water will be from wells, individual wells in each lot. We went through a couple meetings already with fine-tuning the plans, grading, and there is one major item. There was a lot of back and forth was where is going to be the access for these 3 lots, and based on the discussion, everyone's input, we are going to connect that to the Smith Farm development and then put There's an emergency access gate between that lot and Smith Farm entrance. We'll move it after the third entrance. So that will have no impact on the other side, on the village side. And we have any agreements that we need from Smith Farm. I think some was shared already. We have the attorney on board from Smith Farm and from this project supplying anything we need for that. Rob Rosborough? Oh, yes, yes. So they, what? Rob Rosborough, yeah. He was here at one meeting or two meetings. He was in one of the joint meetings. We did, I think there was some turnaround areas that we need to add where the snow plowing will be. And the major item was the SWIP that was submitted last month. With that, if there's any other, I would like to see if there's any major comments from the board. Otherwise, if we can schedule a public hearing on that so we can move forward. Thank you.
So I will turn that next over to Matt to see if you have any comments and comments on the board. And then we'll talk about process. So Matt, you want to
Okay.
give us your comments?
Great. As Joel said, we did receive a revised set of plans and SWIP at the end of December. We've reviewed that. For the most part, our comments have been addressed. We have a few minor ones. On sheet 1 of the revised plan set, there's a tree plan note. It references sheet 10 as the tree plan. That reference should be sheet 11. We had talked, comment 2, we had talked quite a bit about the building height and the definition of story. Our definition section has a methodology for determining building height. They've provided those calculations on the plan set. The only comment I have on it is lot number 2. The exterior grade or the exterior elevation on one side needs to be changed about 1/10 of a foot to verify that the lower level or basement level does not meet the definition of a story. Otherwise, it would be a 3-story structure, and we're only allowed 2.5 stories in the zone. So I think it's a minor change. Satisfies that. And to A for review, haven't received yet. They were anticipated on the later meeting this month. So as soon as we get those, we'll forward them to the applicant and the board. Then a couple minor comments on the SWIP. The outlet structure, 3S-P, is modeled as one height. The plan detail is slightly different. So if they correct that detail to match the model, should be fine. And then finally, on the erosion control plans, they just need to identify concrete washout areas for each lot for when they're fairly minor comments. So I'm not sure where we're at procedurally with this or what your next action.
Thank you for that. I will start with a couple questions that I have on my list.
Sure.
So one of them was the height. So it sounds like with a minor tweak we've addressed, it wasn't so much the actual height in feet. It had to do with the stories. So it
Correct,
sounds
yeah.
like that's addressed.
Yep.
So we'll have, it's probably an oversight or a mistake with the number. We'll check with my office did that calculation since provided for PMP. So we just got the comments, but we'll take care of that, sure.
And then at some point we had talked about we have to talk to the village with regard to all these different changes and tying into the development, et cetera. Did you have an opportunity to meet with them yet?
We had the joint meeting with them when we finalized in which direction we are going. We had the joint meeting. Other than that,
Okay.
I think the board spoke about maybe have another joint meeting, but it's not
So,
something that it's in my hands, so.
might proceed forward and we'll hold out at the village comments.
Sure.
Um,
I think that the biggest thing was they would like that it should be cut off because the road is a village road, getting access to it. And Smith Farm, it's not their problem, it's private road, so
Right.
that's what we'd like to do. Otherwise, it seems there's no impact on it, on the village, so.
And we were somehow going to put in some kind of barrier so that people weren't using it as a through road, correct?
Correct. We spoke about a better gate or closure, something like that, that will be coordinated with the fire department.
Yeah, there's a gate shown on the plan just by the entrance right there. I don't think we have a detail of that on the plan. I think I would just defer to the emergency services as to what's acceptable to them for that.
Sure.
And then one other thing I forgot to mention, Bonnie, that was a topic of discussion last time, was the stormwater basin on the rear of the lots. Last meeting, with that plan set, it was shown to take up most of the rear yard of lots 2 and 3.
Stormwater basin.
The stormwater
Yeah, that was
basin,
next on
the
my list.
bioretention facility. That's been revised now to mostly fit on lot 3 to the rear there. So that, the size of that has been reduced pretty significantly based on our discussions with Peter, Zach, and Fow and their modeling. So we're good with the modeling, and that's the current proposed configuration.
Go forward where we may be able to save some trees that may exist and see how we can, because that's a lot of grading still, but thankfully the stormwater basin at least has shrunk.
Right.
So it's possible lot 2 or lot 1, maybe there's some areas that we can keep, even on lot top, there, maybe keep some. Only because when it's just totally clear, I mean, we see how the new development is, there's like nothing, we see everything.
I was trying, that's the reason I was trying to keep the back.
Yeah.
As the tree line, but now we need to have the stormwater as the lower part, so that's it.
Oh, you're talking about on lot 3?
Yeah, so lot 2 we still have, still
You have a lot.
significant area that's going to stay
Yeah,
as it is. So
Yes.
mostly will be covered.
yes,
And the same thing with lot 1.
yeah, so, I mean, at a prior, with a prior site plan, almost the entirety of that
Right,
back
yep.
was, so I'm very happy to see that. I know we had talked about whether or not, in fact, you could somehow tie into, remember, I think it was Vince when he was here, he said he was going to see whether,
It made it very, very complicated.
yeah, it did,
You have to
okay,
remodel everything on the site, and it's going to get very, very complicated.
okay, so, but at least we've gotten it smaller.
If it
Yeah.
will be up to just the local in the town, it will probably be easier than they have to follow the DC guidelines, and
Okay.
you're getting into complications.
For lot 3, is it deep enough, does it need any fencing, or,
Bioretention
yes?
pond? I don't believe so, but I'll make a note to check that prior to the public hearing.
Looks like, so one of the basins is now up by the road?
Smaller basin, kind of on the side of lot 1, that takes portions of the road that really can't be diverted back to, fully
Lot 3.
diverted back there. And I think that also serves as a forebay for some pretreatment.
Maybe we can figure out how to landscape.
That one is not very deep,
Okay.
but I'll make a note to look at
Yep.
landscaping.
And maybe have Cala take a look at the landscaping for the stormwater basins. Do you have to, if you're being connected now to the new development, are you going to be made part of that HOA?
Yes,
Okay, so the road's going to be part of the development?
correct.
Okay. The other thing we talked about was just maintenance. If we go back to where the block is, the other sheet? Yes, that one. Okay, so if you look at that, you've got Village of Monroe, then you have Town of Monroe, and then the remainder of the new road is going to be served by the private road. So there's only this little teeny piece that's Town of Monroe. Does the village, do we know if the village maintains that just by,
It's privately maintained between the lot owners.
okay, so that's already where it's private?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure of that.
Second, it goes into after the town boundary, it's private.
Okay, okay,
That was the reason we were pushed to go private and stay, because if we would have a portion of town public, it will probably make sense to extend the public right away, but there's no public right away from
Oh.
the town at all, yeah.
okay. Those are my comments and questions. Board members, Jeff, do you have any comments?
No comment.
Pat?
No.
Bob? Curtis, I know this is new to you, but any
No comments.
All right, so in terms of process, we have to first pass a negative declaration before we can open a public hearing. So I guess let me ask the board members this. Are you all right with us opening the public hearing? Other than, of course, we need the neg deck. How does everybody feel about a public hearing?
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
You're good? Yes? All right, so what we can try and do is have the neg deck done before, and pass it before we open the public hearing at the next meeting.
That's a good idea.
That's what we'll attempt to do. We have to just, this, I'm going to say this is conditioned on making sure we have whatever responses we need for a negative declaration. This is our little,
I think there is, because on the last comment letter on the last submission from Peters Act, there was general comments regarding seeker and no revisions based on comments, so there was no comments on that.
do we have GML yet? GML review? Was this sent to the county?
I don't think so.
Lot subdivision, you're right on the village.
On the border.
Next to a boundary
Border.
line.
Yeah,
I'll double check, because it probably would have been done earlier, I don't recall. Sorry, I got
So if-
snagged.
So if
I will
not-
have to look back and see.
But
all
if
right.
not, it's the right time to send it, probably.
yes.
Right.
So I would
If not, it
say,
will go this week.
yeah, if we need to, we'll send it out. If we don't, then just let me know.
Yep.
And then between now and the next meeting, we will do the neg deck. You should be on our, this is actually our workshop meeting, not the regular meeting. So we should put it on our regular meeting for February. Which will be the 17th. The 17th? Okay.
That is a conflict right now.
Oh, good.
You got trumped.
Okay. So,
Otherwise, can it be maybe the workshop meeting?
For February?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing, it's a published meeting, so, and we're all here, we have a quorum, so we can. I suspect we're going to have to move our meeting.
Not necessarily,
No?
no. She doesn't want to have it on a Tuesday if she doesn't have to.
Oh.
So the meeting list,
Is it Martin Luther King?
yeah, February is Martin Luther King.
no.
Okay.
No,
President's
President's.
Day.
President's Day.
President's.
Okay.
So I sent a request, I'm waiting for an answer.
Okay, so let's do this. I will make a motion that we open a public hearing for 20 Owen Drive to schedule a public hearing for, what's that Tuesday date, the second one?
February 17th.
For February 17th at 6:30 or soon thereafter, to tentatively schedule it, provided that if our meeting date has to move, oh, gosh,
Then, if our meeting date has to move,
it would have to be, because we can't schedule it to, have to move, we have to have a second one, and then we have to move it. We can't schedule it to an unknown date, so we have to have it on the workshop meeting. So what's that date?
that's the 12th.
Well,
Okay, so if not, then we will schedule it for February 12th, 2026, at 6:30 or soon thereafter. Do we have sufficient time to publish all the notice? We should, right? Plenty of time to publish all the notices and the, et cetera?
It's typically 2 weeks, right?
Okay.
So I will coordinate
And
as
then-
soon as we know the dates.
Just
we have
if-
paperwork.
And also condition upon just ensuring that we are able to put together a negative declaration
Right.
because all environmental issues have been addressed.
Is Ashley handling the EAF, the neck deck?
So we've been leaving Ashley alone.
Oh,
I don't know when she's ready to come back. I think it was going to be 6 months maybe, so I can reach out to her. I don't know. But we'll put it together if
Okay.
she's not here. She can still help us out and, Matt can help us out.
So you will
Sure.
check if if there's any comments on the
Yeah,
EAF
I
that
can
you need,
write-
let
I
me
mean-
know, we'll make sure of that.
I write neg decks all the time
Okay, right,
for my clients.
thank you, yeah.
But I just need to figure out if we've addressed everything that was raised.
So if we have to send out for GML and we haven't, it's got to go out tomorrow. For us to have it for us to have enough time before the 12th, if we have to have it
So
on
we
the
can
12th.
close the
Oh,
public hearing. too.
well, we don't have to have the GML on the 12th. We just have to have the GML. We have to have it submitted, and then we have to wait 30 days to consider it, or we cannot so if we receive a GML review 2 days before we're going to take action, we have to consider it, if it exceeds the 30 days. But they have 30 days to review it, so if they haven't had 30 days by the time we get to the public hearing, we have to leave the public hearing open.
I'll try, once I know it's submitted, we can try to follow it up. Typically, they're not so backdated on that. so-
Yeah, we just have to see because the counties, like Ulster County, they say, there's just certain things we don't look at anymore. Don't send it to us.
They have a new thing now, you need to load it on the portal. now.
Right, so,
So-
yes, I've been doing that too.
Yeah.
So Orange County, I just don't recall what are the items that they're exempting nowadays. We'll
I
figure
don't
it out.
remember, but I will double check.
Now,
Yeah.
Are you aware that we need to load it on the portal now?
Oh, yeah, I do the portal.
Oh, okay,
It's fun.
all right, it is.
All about it. All right, so that's my motion. So you have that, Noreen? Yep. Essentially, the 2 days,
I hope to have an answer tomorrow.
yeah, okay. May I have a second?
Second,
Noreen?
Excuse me. Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
aye.
Curtis Kimbrough,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bob Garstack.
Aye.
Thank you.
And the planning board is okay with me going ahead and drafting a negative declaration?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And we will make sure, if we need to, we'll get the GML out. And then we'll have to. So 239 and N requires that our public hearing notice go to the Village of Monroe.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that they're notified. Great. I think that's all we can do today. And
Appreciate it, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was productive for the first meeting in
Yes.
2026. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good night. Thank you.
Night.
Have a good night. So next item on the agenda is short and sweet, 150 West Mumbasia Drive, a road. Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Let's do the December narrative in particular. So, for Curtis, what happened at our December meeting was we approved this verbally, subject to drafting a resolution to formally adopt today. It's essentially approved, but we just want to make sure everything's there. And in drafting some of the conditions, I was a little unsure where we landed on a couple items. So I just want to make sure that it's been drafted, and I've covered all the uses that we said were going to be allowed, and those items that we said, not for now, come back. Just get started, and then we'll consider some other uses later, after she gets started.
Yes.
So, in the meantime, we had said Matt could work with you and the applicant to get the site plan in order so that it could get signed. And as part of that process, I believe you submitted something 12/31/25, which included the updated plan
Yeah, that's right.
and then this narrative. So I think the big question mark for me was the daily vendor. Now, that's internal to the building, and I know we focused on outdoor vendors and said no outdoor vendors. You did have in the narrative that was submitted previously before we approved the use that you were going to have indoor vendors. Because she said, on a Tuesday I may have tacos, on a Wednesday I may have Jamaican food. She said something to that effect, and that was in the narrative. So I just want to know, for the board members, this is what has been expressed, and do we recall approving that? I don't think we did. And did we want concerns with this being different than what we approved as a retail bakery type use?
My concern is, does this additional use on top of the bakery and the retail shop change the parking count? That's the big challenge on this site, is parking.
So the parking count, since it's a mixed use, there's parking requirements for retail, which are significantly less than the parking requirements for restaurant. I think the retail requires one space for every 150 square feet, maybe. Restaurant was maybe one space for every 45 square feet. So they did identify in their narrative that they were providing 2 tables, maybe, each table seating a couple of people.
I think you said 2 to 3 square tables, up to 3 to 4.
Yeah, exactly. It
Right,
would
because
be
that's what I had
a
put in the
very
draft.
Minor seating area.
So I don't recall if there was on the plan a specific area identified for restaurant use that you could see what that was. They are providing the same number of existing parking spaces as there was previously with the previous use, which was all restaurant, I guess.
And I think we were fine with it to meet requirements,
Yeah.
that use. So what is she envisioning in terms of, I don't know if this type of arrangement with vendors coming in?
Yeah, so with the daily vendor thing, it is, it's really just selling the wares, and then there's a small area that for seating. So really, the intent is so that the customer can eat it outside. It's really a grab and go kind of use. So I had thought at our last meeting we had put that under retail.
We all don't recall really talking much about it. I think we were so focused on the outdoor,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
events, and we were focused on the no outdoor vendors, no tents. Like I said, I know this definitely was in the narrative. This wasn't
we
new.
checked.
We just didn't end up talking about it.
I do recall there was discussion either at the last meeting or maybe the original meeting they were here
Yeah.
about having some coolers possibly to grab kind of like neighborhood market type things to come and go. I don't know if the intention with that was prepared food that someone would come in and grab and take home. That I don't recall, but so this outside vendor, the food is prepared somewhere else and brought here, or will they be using this kitchen to prepare it, I guess is another question.
Yeah, I'd have to ask the owner.
Okay.
But all I could say tonight would be, it's not a sit-down restaurant. That's not the intention here. It's just selling, their products.
Saying it's not a sandwich place?
Not a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah,
It's essentially
convenience.
she was doing a bakery,
yes.
making goods there. And then she wanted to do some retail, which she described, balloons, candles, like touristy things that people want to pop in. And then, so it's this other use. Are we okay with allowing it, or do we want more explanation from her?
So, when we approve foreign objects in this location with the parking, that would be the same for short and sweet. There was always the understanding that primarily that was retail, but that there would be a few tables where people could sit and have the beers and packaged. I don't see this as that different from that kind of thing. It's a very minor part of the usage, sort of like it was with foreign objects. So my thought is, if it works for foreign objects, it works for this.
I agree with that.
My question is just, do we break out deli, or no, that's all under retail? Because this is starting to sound more like a deli than it is a bakery.
I think that was all under retail.
Okay? I don't know if you can go.
Plan revisions, the revisions that we requested were made to remove the outdoor event area, the outdoor vendor area. They added a note that all uses would be interior to the existing structure. So those revisions to the plan were made.
All right, I'm looking at MB. So it's retail, personal service, restaurant or tavern excluding drive-in or drive-through facility, office, neighborhood shopping center. And then special uses bus passenger waiting shelter, public utility building, or child daycare center. I imagine a convenience mart type of thing would probably fall under retail. Unless we define deli somewhere else, and then it won't. Let me just check that too. I don't think we break out deli separately, that I recall. I'm just checking our non-residential use districts.
Not seeing it anywhere.
All right.
The definition, restaurant, tap.
Yeah, so I think we're good. So, Pat, I think you said you're good with that?
I am.
Okay. Bob,
Yeah, I'm fine.
you're fine? All right, so then, any thoughts on this?
No thoughts.
Okay. So, we need to make sure that then you reflect. I don't know what she really means by this, so just to somehow show on the plan or indicate, is this just something little, like you said, a cooler on the side, putting something there, or if there's a whole part of the building where there's going to be a vendor? So just show it on the plan.
So more detail on the floor plan?
I
Yeah,
think the floor plan would be the best
yes,
place to show that. I think in the resolution you reference sheet A1 maybe.
yes.
So if we amend that sheet to identify that area and what that consists of, that would cover that.
Identify the area with food vending. And that should not be an extensive part of the building,
Oh, yeah,
so, okay?
okay.
Yes, yeah, that's why I highlighted it, because I figured we might change that. All right, so with that, I'm going to go through the resolution of approval. Everybody should have a hard copy. So this is, thank you, this is Short and Sweet LLC. You applied for a site plan permitting the reuse of the property identified herein as a retail bakery, as regulated specifically by retail bakery is regulated by, I'm just going to check that section 5713. We should be referring to the use table. Applicant proposes to reuse an existing building previously used as I had a brewery into a retail bakery. Existing use is served by an existing on-site well and on-site subsurface sewage disposal system, correct? You're not connected into any utilities, I don't think, over there.
Yeah, leaving it the same.
You're right, septic and well,
Um,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll confirm that.
Okay.
yeah, I'll have to check on that.
So property is 150 West Mumbasia Road. I have the tax map there, the parcel. This is in the NB district. And then the materials submitted. Since we technically approved this back in December, I'm not referring to the December submission that was made because those are really just to be used by Matt to get us to a point where we can approve the site plan. This was submitted, the application that I saw, the date on it was October 28th, 25. Public hearing is optional for a site plan. We decided not to hold it for this application. This is a type 2 action, meaning because it's reuse of an existing commercial building, that it's not subject to seeker, so it's a type 2 action. I had it was not required to be referred to the Orange County Planning Department. I don't think it was referred, right? We didn't have to. In the findings, we have the standard findings with regard to site plan, public convenience, safety and welfare, not detrimental to the neighborhood. And I wanted to highlight that, so we have architectural review authority as well. And nothing's been expressed with regard to the building or there being any changes to it. So if you are going to make changes to the exterior of the building, you have to come back. So that's what this paragraph in our resolution states. To the extent changes are submitted to the building inspector, said changes will be submitted to the planning board for review and approval. So if suddenly she's putting big windows in or changing the layout on the exterior of the building, you have to get architectural review approval from us.
For signage, like,
Signage, I mean, we usually review it as part of site plan, but if we approve a site plan, I think that goes to the building inspector then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he could probably take care of that.
Gotcha.
If he wants to refer it to us, he can, but I think he'll take care of it. There are no public improvements, so we don't need any kind of security for that. So we're resolving to approve this. And the conditions are food truck and other outdoor vendors are not permitted on the site without returning to the planning board for review and approval. Outdoor use of the space for tents, events, or gatherings, they're not allowed without returning to us for review and approval. And note, all this has to do with making sure noise is addressed, lighting is addressed, and that if there's a need for parking, that's explored, which is why you'd have to come back. Use as a bakery and accessory sale of retail items. Floor plan provided shall be the guide to the amount of retail space which is permitted. Retail components shall be consistent as set forth in the November 25th, 2025 narrative. Okay, so we have to change this. Okay, so we'll take out the word deli. We'll take out the sentence, under no circumstances is considered approval of a deli or similar use. We'll say indoor food vendors are approved as per the November 25th, 25 narrative, because that's the same as what you have there. And the area for the vendor shall be indicated on the site plan.
Floor plan.
Floor plan, sorry, for the vendor. Yep. And the area for the vendor will be shown on the site plan. Oh, my God, shown on the floor plan. Thank you. You know what I mean. Indoor seating is limited to 2 to 3 square tables. You know what, I'm just gonna say tables. I don't think we care if they're round or square. The point is that they accommodate 2 to 4 persons each. There's no outdoor seating. Seating areas shall be added to the plan. No outdoor music. Approval is subject to final engineering review of the plan set. And they will not be signed until receipt of a letter from the planning board engineer certifying that all deficiencies in his 18th of November 25 memo have been remedied, as well as any comments raised at December 16th planning board meeting. Landscaping and trees, whatever's there, I know you're not putting anything in, but you need to just maintain, the property essentially. And any exterior lighting will use dark sky compliant lighting, 2700K. I think that's probably already there from the prior approval.
Yes.
No disturbances are permitted beyond that shown on the site plan. No C of O will be issued until all improvements are completed, and no architectural changes made to the building without planning board approval. And then the statements regarding outdoor fixtures and amenities, that's standard language in terms of not changing things that aren't shown on the plan. All fees and expenses have to be paid. There's a standard note about entity disclosure statement. Site plan is binding on the applicant and any subsequent owner. Any change to the approved site plan has to be resubmitted and reapproved. This is effective for 2 years, and then there's a time period within which you have to follow through on the site plan or your approval is void. And then the motions were as indicated. I made the motion, Dylan seconded it, and then 5 A's. This is voted in approval. So this is what it'll look like. I will send a revised version out so that if everybody's okay with it, I will sign it. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
So once everything is done to Matt's satisfaction, then you can finalize the site plan and submit it. I would also attach the floor plan.
Yeah, so put the signature block on both of those plans?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yes, and you can ask Noreen about any signature block.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Try and keep a consistent same location. So that's it. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
Have to replace Dylan's,
Oh, he voted, so,
all right?
he voted last
That was
month.
that was in December when we voted formally, and that was his last vote, I guess.
Last official act.
Yes, so here it is.
And I know she's anxious, Jesse, but I'm not in the office tomorrow. So I can look at it Monday.
All right,
Okay, yeah.
thank you. All right, so next item on the agenda, we indicated we didn't think that Home Depot
Said they didn't need to be here.
representatives need to be here. So Matt, can you explain to us what we need to do this evening?
Sure. So you approved their site plan, which reflected outdoor display and storage areas, some of it in the front of the building, some of it to the rear. They then had to go to the village planning board for their approval. This also received a variance from the ZBA for parking requirements. So what they originally proposed, this is the current plan. The storage and display along the front of the building, that would be those small gray areas right along the front. Those have not changed from the plan you previously reviewed and approved. To the rear of the building, there's two rectangles, both offset from the building, that are outdoor pallet storage for their materials as they unload them and move them in. The two things that did change to the out in the parking areas, they have three areas that are for display of, I think the area to the bottom of the screen was like for display of bagged soil, plants during the summer, that type of stuff. The next area up in the middle, I believe, was for display of their rental trucks. And then the area all the way to the top of the screen was for display of their, they call it large format equipment. I believe it's like their trailers and things. So,
I think it's heavy equipment like backhoes.
Like a little Bobcat? Or
okay.
No, it's bigger than that.
Even big, okay,
They have large equipment on site.
okay.
Okay, so the, previously, that area for outdoor display of soils was just shown up one row of parking. That moved slightly. The truck display moved up 4 or 5 rows, and the same with the large equipment display. They did not change the size of any of those areas or the number of parking spaces that were affected. So they still comply. The number of parking spaces shown hasn't changed. It still complies with the variance. They just shifted it around in the parking lot.
And so the bottom one looks like it goes partly within the village.
I think so, yeah. Previously, it was shown all within the town.
Right.
It's now moved to be partially within the village.
So did they get the approval from the village yet?
I believe so, yes.
Right, that's what was
Yep.
happening?
Yeah, they went to the village. These changes were made as part of that approval process. So then they said, all right, we have the village approval. This has changed. We're now sending it back to you.
Okay. So essentially, this is basically the same, except with relocation of those display areas, slightly.
Yeah,
And
the only,
And the pallet area?
what's that?
And the pallet area?
The other change was to along the rear of the
The rear,
building.
Right,
They've added a fire lane, 20-foot wide lane, all along the back of the building there. Previously, their storage, or they call it staging area, was pushed right up against the building. So to accommodate the fire lane, they've offset that and made it longer and skinnier, and they've reduced the square footage of that. I think previously that might have been about 5,600 square feet. Now I think it's about 3,600.
so are they, I'm trying to understand what they're doing in the back of the building. There's a fire lane shown, which is hatched.
Correct.
That's that stripe pattern,
Correct.
diagonal. Then there's that gray area
Yes.
next to it. Is that pallet storage?
That's what they call their staging area. So I believe then around to the left side of that gray area where they're going to use the storage, they have a 34-foot wide driving lane. So it's right through there.
Right.
So I assume their delivery trucks will pull in, they'll unload into the staging area, and then either move that material to their pallet storage or into the building.
So I guess my question is, how do you keep that perfect shape between the fire lane and the drive lane? Is it demarcated? Is it,
So the fire lane along the back of the building is striped. I don't know if they have some type of pavement marking to identify the edge of the staging area. But that's certainly something we could ask them to do.
Yeah, that's a strange
Yeah.
layout to have. It's like pallet storage, drive-through lane. I don't know what's going on in a gray area. That may be some kind of, again, staging area. And then you're going to have a big gap where there's a fire lane. So I understand the need for the fire lane. It's just odd to me. That's just, I don't know what's happening there, so it looks like a strange shape to me. So I think, yes, so they can demarcate it, because they have to keep the fire lane clear. Should we have sent this to our fire district at all, or you don't think that's necessary? Like, what's the height of that, whatever they're doing there? Is it, I just don't know enough about it.
The height of the staging area?
Yeah.
That I don't know, how high they intend to.
Can I ask, how wide is their fire lane?
The
24?
the fire lane is
Oh, sorry.
20 feet. Then there's a 33-foot wide.
I mean, the fire trucks can't go right up against the building if it's on fire. Looking for,
I'm just trying to see, and for all we know, it may be there already. I can see it on a map.
I could run the fire lane by Ben, because that would typically be a code issue.
So you see how they're, this shows exactly what they've been doing, which is basically dumping pallets anywhere back there. I'd want to see the pallet area demarked, but I think the way that you keep that intact is with the hatched fire lane. It sort of does make sense to me that they're configuring it the way that they're proposing. Because if I remember correctly, because I'd gone back there as part of when, with the shipping containers next door, and just to see what was going on behind the buildings. There's multiple entry points along the back of Home Depot where they can bring product into. But it's not where you can see at the, looking from the back, the right side of the building, where their shipping dock is this little appendage off to the side.
Can you drop the little man, and is there a potential for them to have an image or a row?
This guy?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see it. Okay.
Yes, you drag him and then you drop him on the blue line, and then it takes
Well-
you to the street view.
Oh, so there's one primary entry point back here, and that's where they're bringing stuff through. But
So, this is just odd why you would fire lane up a. They have base.
the
Is there a
bays are
base?
over here.
Oh, okay. So
That-
those are just doors then?
Right, there's 4 bays off to the side here, but around the back, there's no bays.
So can you take a look back at the site plan? Does the fire lane go all the way through? Because there's a grade change and bollards there and a fence.
The fire
It
lane
stops?
goes all the way to that.
Right, it goes all the way to the edge of the building.
But that's kind of strange. It's not like you can go through, right? Because you have a fence and a,
Right. I don't know if the purpose of the fire lane is to pull the truck into or just to allow for, hose access along the back. I'm not sure, because it looks like they have aerial apparatus access provided along the upper edge, which is also required. So without digging into the fire code, I'm not sure why they have it right along the back of the building like that.
Well, and not knowing what the fire code is, it may just be smart to have a buffer area between whatever's flammable in those pallets, including the pallets themselves, and the side of the building.
That's true too.
so I'm going to say.
It may really be more to create that buffer than
That's
for
true.
apparatus or
Yeah,
hoses, because.
To me, it's more just access, like just people to get out, because no fire truck is going to go within that slim lane between pallets and the building.
I don't know why you'd pull your truck against a building that's burning either, but
Kind of my point.
I'm not a
But I
fireman.
can see them doing that just to make sure that there isn't anything blocking the doors if that's how people are getting out.
That's true too, yeah.
I feel like that this just requires a little bit more exploration to figure out what they're doing and maybe talk to Ben about it.
Okay.
I know they want us to do a site plan amendment, right? Is that what
Correct.
they're looking for?
I think,
They want the plan signed?
yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable with everything else, I can reach out to Ben, talk this through with him, and make sure that makes sense to him.
Are we okay with all the display areas as shown? That's not a big deal, right? The display areas where they're showing the equipment,
Front of the building.
the front of the building, right?
I have no
They
problem.
just shifted what we approved before.
Okay.
I actually like these locations a little better than what we had originally approved, but they were requesting what they were requesting at the time.
So then, do we want to approve this subject to the rear side of the building being reviewed in consultation with the building inspector to make sure this meets code? And if it doesn't, then we have to look at this again. Is that okay?
Good.
Yep. Sure. All right, so I will make a motion that we approve the site plan amendment to the Home Depot outdoor improvements, subject to our planning board engineer communicating with the building inspector and determining that the configuration to the rear of the building regarding the fire lane, the staging area, and the equipment area are meeting code. May I have a second? Any discussion?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, so Noreen, would you do roll call?
Bob Garzak,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right,
I can do that Monday.
okay.
I'll reach out to Ben.
Yeah, I think it's just a little perplexing the way it's shown. It may be straightforward, we just can't,
It may make sense in code official world.
yeah. Not planning world. All right, so with that, I don't have my laptop, so we cannot go through the minutes at this point. Yay.
Oh, because you have revisions?
Well, I did send around revised December revisions.
You
I
want to
don't-
look at that?
Do you have that? Yeah,
You emailed it
we
to
could at
us.
least do that one.
Yeah, I sent them back,
Okay,
that they were revised.
perfect.
And that one section that you highlighted, that was exactly what you said. I didn't understand it, but I typed it.
That was verbatim.
Verbatim, that section, because it
I
was a
think it's-
motion.
I think it's missing some punctuation or
Well,
something.
you were inaudible.
Oh, it was inaudible.
You went
Then you should
off,
say
so-
inaudible.
You didn't like when I was putting inaudible up.
No, I was okay as long as it was okay with Ashley that it said inaudible.
Well, because if you go off mic, it's inaudible. So I did change it a little bit today because I put my mic in and differently and I could hear a little better.
Better, okay.
But it was very difficult.
It's tough, but we have to do that. We have to be good about it because otherwise it's difficult for the
Yeah, I
minutes.
can't hear and I make it up.
Understood. All right.
So we have
I don't
enough.
always make it up very
So
well.
I think you can,
Creative writing.
I
You-
think
You want me to
can-
just do a slow scroll for people to review it as we go
well,
through? Or?
so you made my changes, right? So
Yes,
it's not going to
so-
be redlined.
I had to take Ashley out. That was computer generated, so I didn't even pay attention to that. I changed on page 2. You gave me some red line for,
I don't think there was anything that was particularly substantive, except I would say that the way the minutes were written, it almost seemed like the only people talking were myself and Matt. And there was discussion, so I just added a
Yeah,
few
you added that.
sentences saying, and the planning board discussed.
on the one resolution,
Mhm.
it is be it resolved that the planning board of the town of Monroe hereby makes a motion that the site plan approval is not required. That is what you had said in the motion, and you're changing it to hearing.
Because
That's
it,
not what you said in the motion.
well, but that doesn't make sense, because then the next one is we make a site plan approval motion. I would change it to hearing.
I changed it, I'm just telling you.
Yeah. That's why we change minutes.
Well, I was told we weren't supposed to change a motion, but I changed it anyway.
Yeah, because then we would be granting site plan approval twice. So, just like how I kept saying floor plan this evening, and you kept
Yeah.
saying site plan? Same.
No, site plan, you need floor plan.
There you go, see?
So that was the only other main thing.
Okay. So, yeah, I think mine were pretty, and so then just put inaudible in the area where it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So I would say, do we have sufficient number of members to?
do.
Yeah.
All right.
We have 4.
So the rule is, Curtis, if you haven't reviewed the minutes and you weren't present, then you can abstain from voting. However, if you've actually read the minutes or watched the tape and you feel comfortable to approve the minutes, you can. So with that, we'll do a roll call to approve the minutes of December 16th, 2025, subject to the suggested revision.
Already revised.
No, to the, adding the inaudible. That's the
Well,
one
no, I
revision.
changed it so it's not inaudible anymore.
Didn't you just say that?
It was inaudible. I used my headphones differently, and I got more of your words out.
Oh,
I
okay.
lip synced them.
Got it, okay. So now, okay,
Makes more sense now.
okay. So then we'll approve the
As
minutes
amended.
as amended for December 16th, 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Bonnie Franson,
Aye.
Jeff Manson,
Aye.
Pat Shea,
Aye.
Bob Garstack,
Aye.
Curtis Kimbrough.
Abstain.
Thank you.
With that, I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Second that?
I think that
I did.
motion carries.